Hey, Straya!
That's a knife.
Hello friends and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily Reddit content anywhere on the internet. Promise swearsies, just look it up because it's totally science. Anyways, today by special request we are jumping right back into r/LegbeardStories because we gotta mix it up every now and then. I've been loving them neckbeard stories, but you know, we gotta give the ladies some love, as we do. Whether or not they actually deserve it, I guess we'll reserve judgment for the end of the video. So, without any further delay, let's go ahead and jump right into this Legbeard cringe. Legbeard who loved me. I clearly didn't. So there was this girl who was in our art room. She was short, pudgy, mouth breather, Neko type. She avoided deodorant, and I don't think she changed her clothes ever. I don't know why, but she became infatuated with me and would sit next to me. The smell was of BO pork sweats and a lack of Vagisil. God. That's so descriptive. Thank you for that. One day I came in and I was wearing a light tan shirt and brown pants. She automatically thought of Shrek and she walked up. Hi, I'm Fiona. I told her I'm 26, not 12, and I'm not interested. She sits down. Yeah, she said. Her breath could peel the paint off a submarine. Like, literally, it smelled of shit. Then she stopped, nyahing, and she ripped ass. Really, though? Think like two-stroke motorboat starting in the water. She laughed loudly. That's right, I'm a real woman. I'm the same waist size as Marilyn Monroe. She paused and, just what I assumed, loudly crapped in her pants. I was like, just leave. I had enough. Legbeard sees me talking to an 8 out of 10 and was just asking for the time and the Wi-Fi password and some other questions. Legbeard runs up. Hands up, my man, skank! She and 8 out of 10 argued. Staff shows up. Legbeard freaks. Staff told the Legbeard to leave me alone. Then Legbeard tried to fake a miscarriage. Staff's story's so over the top. Staff then sent her home on permanent sick leave because she squeezed a strawberry jam packet. What the fuck? Is this real though? It can't be real. There's no way in hell. Tales of this Legbeard shitting her pants and faking a miscarriage have been greatly exaggerated, I'm sure, for comic effect. Oh, but it works on me, man. There's nothing like a good fart or poop joke. We are out of the gates running. Absolute madness. I love this story. It's fake as hell, but creative writing, 10 out of 10. Well done, deleted user. Well done. We got a lot of these to get through, so let's go ahead and see what the next story brings us. The Weeb Girl and the Language Seminar. So this is a story of what happened last year at my high school. Let's call the weeb that we'll be talking about E. So every year at my school, there's a language seminar that takes place where everyone taking a foreign language has to go. It's pretty interesting. About 10 people who speak different languages are up on the stage, and we learn about how learning a foreign language impacted their life. There were some people who spoke Spanish, German, French, Arabic, and yes, Japanese. Me and a lot of my friends were in German, so we all sat together at the language seminar. After all the speakers talked, a Q&A took place where we could ask the speakers anything. Now, before we go on, let me provide some context. E, our Weeb Girl, is known throughout the school as the Weeb Girl. Super clever. She constantly screams at the top of her lungs when anything or anyone bothers her, and it's 10 times worse when anybody says anything negative to her about anime. She has literally attacked people for using what she calls the hateful word that should never be said. Or, as I'm sure you and I would call it, weeaboo. So anyways, back to the story. After a few questions were asked to the German, Spanish, etc., who raises their hand to be given the microphone but our good old weeaboo E? E asked the woman who speaks Japanese, and I remember almost word for word, so, recently I've been mocked for wanting to integrate into Japanese culture just like you, and I've been wondering what I should do whenever somebody... E then looks around the auditorium. Calls me a certain hateful word that should never be said. I wish I was joking, but that is what E said, word for word. First of all, the woman who spoke Japanese didn't want to integrate into Japanese culture. She just liked the language and the opportunity she got from learning it. Secondly, E literally just said this in front of over 300 people, and because E was known for this kind of thing, everyone just cringed and or laughed as she said what she did. The poor woman who spoke Japanese was just kind of stunned as she heard what he said. The woman just then told E to ignore them and don't let him get to you. However, did E listen to her? No. She still continues to yell at anyone who even brushes past her shoulder and will become violently aggressive whenever you say anything wrong about anime. Sounds like a case of undiagnosed autism, doesn't it? She's like screaming at people that talk bad about anime. Alright, let me give you some words of advice, E. If you're even out there, I just want to tell you, anime doesn't need you to defend it. Anime's cool. Anime stands on its own. Whatever people say about it, it just keeps doing its thing, you know? And maybe you could take a couple hints from anime and just be like, okay, you don't like Inuyasha? Whatever. It's not for everybody. But really, Inuyasha kind of does suck, though. It's like the Babby's first anime. But I'm not going to get into any of that. I don't want to get screamed at. This poor girl just embarrassed herself in front of the whole school. No self-awareness, you know. Hopefully she grows up a little bit and learns how to integrate into society a bit more. But, oh man, that is a rough story. I will say that much. But it probably is a story that happens much more often than we think. So thank you, OP, for bringing it to our attention. We will stay away from E in the future. This is kind of high school things, isn't it? You know, kids are dicks in high school, and the ones that aren't dicks are kind of socially inept. I mean, everybody's kind of socially inept, but some are particularly so. But I hope E gets up and out, you know. It's only been a couple of years since this event unfolded. But a lot can change in that time, so who knows. Anyways, let's get into yet another Legbeard story. Legbeard threatens me with suicide. Oh my, it's getting seriouser. This all started back in the summer of 2018, winter for any Americans. Hi, I'm from Australia, by the way. Hey, Australia!
That's a knife.
And it all started when I was going back to school in January. This girl I met, let's call her Indy. Now, Indy was just a girl that I would see occasionally, until one break, she approached me. We clicked, in a friendship kind of way. She liked a lot of the same things as I did, and being the loner that I was, I decided to devote my time hanging out with her every lunch. She then started texting me, asking me if I liked her. I ghosted these questions until she would ask me about something else. And then another 4 weeks of this continues, and finally I get a text saying, "Please tell me if you like me tomorrow, or my heart will be crushed forever." I didn't know how to respond, so at lunch tomorrow, when her friends weren't around her, I said that I didn't feel the same way, and I'd still like to remain friends. She acted fairly normal after that, during the afternoon, but that night I received a text saying how her heart was broken, and this was the last night of her life. I was beyond shocked and scared. Her life and my reputation was at stake. Oh, God. But I was more worried that she was actually going to act on her words and, you know, harm herself. My sister found out, and originally, I didn't want to tell my mom. Eventually, my sister did show my mom the texts. I gave in, and my mom called the school to talk to her about it. I was relieved that she didn't act on her words, and she did eventually apologize to me. Now I still occasionally talk to her, just saying hi and all that jazz, but still, it was never the same. Well, it sounds like you let her down pretty gently, but I think she had built you up in her head to a point of, like, you know, total god status. And it seems like maybe you have sort of a god complex yourself. Because OP is comparing, like, oh no, this woman's gonna kill herself. My reputation will be ruined. Like, what is wrong with you, dude? That's the dumbest thing you possibly could have said. I'm sure OP's a nice guy. You know, throughout the rest of the story, he seems nice enough, but that one sentence is just like way out of place. I gotta question what's going on there. Jesus. I have to wonder, like, what Indy looked like, you know. She must have been unattractive if OP wasn't interested, because OP admits that he's a loner and stuff like that. So this could be your one and only chance to have a lady friend of your very own, if that's even what you're looking for at all. which in high school, I guess it really shouldn't be a priority, but for a lot of people it is. And if this chick was like a total pig, then I want to hear about it. You know what I mean? What was so wrong with her that you're just like, no, it's never going to happen. We can be friends, but nothing more than that. At the end of the day, I guess we're both glad that your reputation didn't get ruined. Because that's the most important thing here, right? God, just one line in the story makes me totally flip perspective. But I guess that's how it be in real life. Choose your words very carefully. Anyways, not supposed to be a funny story, but I still found some humor in it. So let's go ahead and jump into the next one and see how it goes.
You make your own food? You're obligated to feed pretty girls when they ask.
Legbeard tales from the core. Job Corps. It's your boy, the art tech. Oh yeah, my boy, deleted user. What up, dog? I think it's time to post more stories of the horrors I saw, like BBB, Milady Stash, and Poker Bitch, which I don't know anything about any of those stories. But alright. By the way, Ship got internet, I got internet. Hey everyone, internet! No! And today, I got for you what will become a classic, maybe. So being in between food poisoning and strippers, to which I had an addiction, buying groceries was cheaper than 5 minutes of stinky dancers ramming their tits into your face after you just saw some grandpa suck on them, so it suddenly became less appealing. Choosing food over strippers is always the right move, OP. So the skill that I learned was how to cook. I have a general rule that if they share with me, I share back. Once in a while, I get a mooch, and a fuck off usually works. One day I was grilling a steak that I dry rubbed with 2 eggs in a basket and hash browns. Enter one of the ugly girls of the residence who thought she was hot because she got fucked once. Thing is, Job Corps guys are desperate. Random fact, my school is the sole reason why the state country it was in had a high chlamydia and gonorrhea. Yeah, that's gonorrhea, but from Ghana in Africa. Watch out for that gonorrhea, guys. Anyways, she sits down watching me slow cook my steak.
You know how to cook.
This is no fucking secret because I made cupcakes for my howl many times, and I bake cookies. Yes I do, I said, turning the steak. She walks up, arms behind her back, panning around me.
That looks good. What is it?
It's a fucking steak. It's steak, I said. Fake surprise.
Steak?
She then walked around and laid her fat ass on the table.
Yeah, feed me,
she said. What? She turned.
It's a man's duty to cook for his woman. Yeah.
I keep turning the steak. She gets close, gets ready to poke my steak. What are you doing? I snapped.
You know you gotta feed pretty girls, right? Yeah.
Elephant in the room. Why are you going yeah? She goes,
I'm a necko. Yeah. That means I'm hungry.
I just cut her off with, no. You can go buy your own food. You can cook your own food. We aren't even friends. Just leave me alone. She stopped.
I'm pretty. You must feed pretty girls.
RA sees what's going on. Stop harassing Ricky. He hates begging. And worse, he will rant about how much he hates commies. Oh, what the fuck is going on? So that's when Neko Legbeard decides to try something and tells a girl who was the local thought of the residence. She told that thought that I'm gonna make free food for her. Thought, of course, believes it. Thought puts on some strawberry whore perfume, Chem Strawberry, tightens her bra strap to razzle dazzle, and steps up.
Hi, I heard you to cook. Care to share a little?
I turn and smile. Buy your own food, learn yourself. And I throw my steak onto my plate. Thought sees me as a challenge. Not Legbeard's story, but I might share it later. Legbeard didn't know how to respond. Thought's bouncing around me trying to get my eggs in a basket or steak. RA gives her the Ricky hates beggars talk. I'm eating my breakfast. Legbeard runs up again.
Yeah, Give kitty food! Nah, nah, nah! That's crying!
She yells. I just want to watch my fucking Spanish soap operas in peace. She stopped. Fine, she yelled and stomped off. Later, she tried to spread a rumor that I was gay. Rumor failed because common knowledge was that I went to the strip club, and a flamboyant gay dude explained that I was very much straight but stoic. He said he watched me leave the strip club and also heard me talk about a girl I liked. Legbeard was stuck. Her view of cute failed. Gay rumor failed. So theft was the only option left. She tried to steal my dinner, loaded wedges. Theft will not be tolerated, I yelled, almost emulating Liberty Prime. R.A. bolts in and tells Legbeard to go to the office. Legbeard is forced to act like an adult. Legbeard told the office that I wouldn't share because she's
pretty and deserves free food.
She ends up on kitchen duty in the school kitchen for 3 weeks. So in summary, stripper-addicted Job Corps guy thinks he's God's gift because he can cook food, tries to get his food stolen by a fat cat girl, who then throws the local slut who also fails, and OP gets to eat his food in peace, watching Spanish soap operas. What is the world anymore? Cat girls can be like totally cool and sexy and stuff, but you actually have to be, cool and sexy. That thought with the strawberry perfume might have made a pretty good cat girl, but it's a good thing that OP didn't exchange his steak for some pussy because, you might get that gonorrhea, right? This is actually a pretty good story, but, mostly for the mental image of just a fat girl in cat ears rolling around on the table like,
feed me steak! I'm so pretty, you have to feed me.
Oh, somebody has fed you quite enough. Get off my table. Get out. Oh, I'm so glad that this doesn't happen like every time OP tries to eat. It just seems like one day of fat girl trying to get her way. Oh, and we didn't even touch on the gay rumor stuff either. Like, that's how people know OP's not gay, because he goes to a strip club? Yeah, all right. That's what a real man does. He goes to a strip club. Strip clubs do nothing but make me sad, dude. I'm like, why don't you go home and give your dad a hug? You think your parents raised you for 25 years just so you could come in here and shake it? I mean, I guess they make pretty good money and stuff. That's why they tolerate it, but goddamn. It's dehumanizing to even watch. I don't have a strong enough stomach or a low enough sense of self-worth to go hang out in a strip club. Oh, there's a lot to unpack here, but I think I'm just about done trying, so we're going to jump into another story. And I hope that it's half as silly as the first one and this one were. Legbeard dates me, cheats on me, wants to get back at me, and stalks me. Oh, good. There's no punctuation. This will be fun. Hey, I've read and watched stories of legbeards, and I have one that happened to me 3 years ago. Okay, so this is the story. But first, some background. I go to a college in England. I'm from the UK. And when I was 20, I'm 23 now, I went to my first college. For the first 6 months, I loved it because I was single. I had lost my previous girlfriend from trying to protect her from a rapist, and I attacked him once. Then her careers found out and took her away from me, so I wasn't interested in a relationship for about half of the year. Oh, this is written horribly. I'm at my college. I was in the library one day, and my teacher, who supports me with my problems, introduced me to this girl. We'll call her Weebo. Weebo wasn't your average legbeard looking, but she loved anime and manga, and she was in the same art department next door to me. She wore a Death Note t-shirt, a schoolgirl skirt, and had cat ears. She just looked at me when my support teacher left, and Weebo said,
"You handsome."
And I'm like, "Thanks." I was cringed out when she said that, so I spent the day with her. What? What? I don't think you know what cringe is, OP. Anyways, I was a fan of Tokyo Ghoul, and she asked,
"Do you like anime?"
And I said yes, and she put her arm around me. And I'm a tolerant person, but I don't like my personal space being disturbed. She said,
"She liked me."
I liked her as a friend, and she thought she fancied me. I did like her for a bit, but I wasn't showing it due to my heartbreak. We see each other for about 2 weeks, and she gets caught cheating. I wasn't mad, I just said, okay, I hope you're happy with him. It was another autistic lad, so He left her and she went back to me, and I still wasn't in the right mind for a relationship. God, this story's such a mess. So a week later, she started stalking me. It got to the point where she started stalking me and tailing me wherever I go with my friends, and with the teacher, she even tapped on the door to wave to me. Then a week later, I had drawings of me, and they're all like sexual and graphic, like a hentai version of me banging Weebo. I said to my class, "Who drew this?" And my friend said, "Some girl left it." I went for break then, and when I went back to class, I screamed out, "Son of a bitch, 5th one today. I don't know who's drawing these, but if I had a 6-pack, I'd still have a girlfriend. I have a dad body." Phew, preach. So it's Weebo trying to flirt with me, but in a sexual way by drawing me having sex with her in an anime style, which put me off of anime for a week as well. But what happened on the last week of college for the year, I finished up and went to the loo, and that's when Weebo followed me into the men's toilets. This was the conversation between me and her, a wall of text. She says,
LP, I want you so bad. I want to have sex with you in these toilets as my last memory. I love you. I want your dick inside of me. I want you to deflower me.
Jesus Christ. At this point, my jaw dropped and I wanted to be sick. A guy next door to me screamed out, "What the fuck? Get out, woman. This is the men's toilets, not the disabled." I put on my Manchester accent. I was born in Manchester. And I said, "Oi, get out, woman. There's no OP in here. Fuck off." So she sulks and looks for me, and the guy next door said, "Stalker." And I said, "Yeah." He said he's been there. And I said, "Hey, can you do me a favor?" And he said, "Yeah." So I said, "See if she's out there." So he goes out, and the dude says, "Yes, she's still there. I think it's better if you just wait for a bit." So I said, "Yeah." So I waited in the toilet for an hour, and she was gone. I never saw her again because she had finished college, so she left. Anyways, flash forwards, next year, I have a new girlfriend who I've been with for 2 years. What? I'm not going to try and brain that equation out. What the fuck is going on? We'll call her Bunno because she loves rabbits. I told her the story, and she was like, "If I see her, I'm gonna knock her out." And I said, "All right, no probs." So I start a new term. I go to college, and I see Weebo, and she runs to me saying,
She wants to be with me.
and
She loves me.
etc. I told her I'm engaged, and I had a skull ring. The highest form of love, a skull ring. She starts crying, says she loves me, etc., etc. And I showed her a photo of me and my fiance together, and she says,
That's an old photo of you and your previous ex.
and I said, "Please don't mention the ex I lost." I told Weebo I'm getting married, and I told my friend about Weebo, and he said, "Hi, OP, how are you? And your future wife?" I said, "Yeah, Bunno's okay. She's just looking after me, and the wedding's gonna be in the spring." So he said, "I look forward to the wedding." And Weebo said,
I want to marry you.
and I said, "I'm already married to my wife, so knock it off." My mate said, "Weebo, fuck off. Leave him alone. He told me everything, the drawings, the stalking. I've had enough of it. Leave him alone and never bother him again, or you'll have to deal with me." Oh, my throat hurts from laughing so much. She runs off crying. I have not seen her since, but I do see her when I walk the streets, when I go to college, and she cries when she sees me. I love my friends. I'm sorry for swearing and graphic mentions grammar. I'm not a good grammar. Oh, God damn it. Holy shit, you guys. I can't. I just can't anymore. This is the worst post I think I've ever attempted to read. It ended up making sense, but God, I'm gonna have a time in editing. What the fuck? And this guy's from the UK. English is his native language. I don't know what happened here. Oh God. What a complete bastardization of a story. The format of writing is dead to me now. I'm gonna quit all of my other blogging jobs just because I read this. I'm like, it's not worth it anymore. It's so fucking wild. I mean, OP seemed to like her, you know. He wrote that she's in a schoolgirl shirt and cat ears and stuff, and he did date her, so there's some sort of attraction there. You know, she sounds like a minx in the story, but I guess I don't blame OP for not hitting it because what's the rule? Gentlemen, say it with me. Never stick your dick in crazy. That's right. Write that down. Tattoo it on your forearm. If it's real, he probably made the right choice. But my God, what a disorganized mess as far as the grammar. Just some periods, some commas, like quotation marks, anything to let me know where the fuck I am. He did use apostrophes, so I guess I appreciate that much. Oh, Lord. This is a wild story. It made me laugh really hard, mostly because it was just so off the wall and horribly written. But, you know, you can't win them all, I guess. Let me know if you guys like it. I'll struggle through stories for this for you guys. But my God, it's it's something, all right. All right, we can't end on this one, obviously. I'm going to get into one more, and then we'll call it a day. That is 6 Legbeard stories, making for what I hope is quite a beefy Legbeard video, since you guys seem to enjoy the longer stuff, you know. Legbeard makes a move at work. So this is my first story on Reddit, and I use mobile, so bear with me here. Oh my God. Look, he used a period. Thank Christ. For the sake of privacy, we'll call me T and our resident Legbeard A. T and A. It's a match made in heaven. Can't laugh anymore. My face hurts. So I moved to Pittsburgh for college and got a job at a restaurant chain called Moe's Southwest Grill. Seriously worth a try. There are like 5 in the city alone. During my orientation, I was filling out paperwork when I felt a presence and a heavy breathing behind me. I turned around to find a girl who introduced herself as A and said,
"If I need anything, she's the go-to employee."
Well, I just ignored this because people believing that they're 5-star employees is really nothing new. All seemed normal with A until one day during my lunch break. I was on a break sitting in the dining room when I heard,
"Hey, T, allow me to provide you with some company."
At which point A literally left her station and plops down across from me. She mostly just complained about work until she finally offered to
"Provide protection for me."
When I asked why, she said,
"Honestly, I'm just not afraid of anyone, so don't worry. Everyone here is afraid of me, because they know I could just up and stab them if they threaten us."
This girl was 4'2" and built like a mini fridge, lol. So I just say thanks and end my lunch early for some space. She began following me to lunch breaks and even on my smoke breaks just to tell me
how upset she would be if I damaged my health.
A lot of her topics were about anime and, of course,
how she's not like other girls.
And honestly, A just really never understood boundaries. I began getting uncomfortable when she'd pass me and just sit there with a hand on my shoulder or try to rub my face. It got to a point where I asked my manager if she had any special needs. So I wouldn't sound rude if I asked her to piss off. He said no, and that she did this with a guy before as well. It's called sexual harassment, and I don't have to take it. We were late at cleaning a drain, and I could smell something I used to notice in the country. If animals die and burst, it leaves this awful rotting smell. And when I described it, I heard a gasp. And of course, it was none other than A. She said,
"The anime I watch makes me find things like that pretty normal, T, so don't worry. I'm a different girl."
It's not normal to think that, and I grew up with it. Oh, not like other girls. They never are. Well, I got a break from work, and when I come back, A has neon pigtails, and apparently had not shut up about me for the time I was gone. I told everyone about me and my girl moving in together, only for A to reply with,
"Taken? You didn't strike me as the settling down type."
Bitch, I haven't been on a date in over a year, and I talk about my girl all the time. She then asked,
"How I know my girl isn't already tired of me?"
Now, we do push each other's buttons and, joke around, but we never really fight, so I tell her I highly doubt she's sick of me, to which she replies,
"Oh yeah? So your dick game... So your dick game is that good?"
no, bitch. I never mentioned anything like that. But I finally told her that I find her shit creepy and to just leave me the hell alone. She then said that
If we're not gonna be spending time together, then I at least owe her a bear hug.
we never hung out, lady. I no longer work there, and I have no clue what man she is following now. I can only wish him the best, as she is relentless with the advances. What a fucking maniac, dude. The anime I watch makes me find dead things pretty normal. Okay, dude. What? It's like you find a dead corpse rotting in the woods and you're just like, it's okay, guys. I watch anime. Oh, God, my face hurts so bad. I like this episode a lot. It was kind of messy, you know? Not the stuff that I would normally choose to do. It's like a big series of tiny stories, some of which were better written than others. But yeah, it made my face hurt, especially near the end. So I hope that you guys enjoyed it as well. I hope that you will like, comment, and or subscribe if you did. That is always appreciated. Also, check out the links in the description. Twitter, Discord, Patreon, Facebook, PayPal if you'd like to do a one-time donation. But of course, I have to thank my recurring donations, those patrons over on Patreon, my heroes. We got Damon Darkstar, Lady Nix, Crimson Albedo, Dot Nathan, Robert Waits, Just Austin, and Barlos Bugo, my heroes, helping me to live the dream. I definitely appreciate you guys so very much. If you see them in the comment, you thank them for keeping my motivation high. Anyways, like I always say, if you can donate, that's cool. If you can't, I just appreciate you guys being here. I definitely hope you'll be with me tomorrow, and in order to do so, you'll need to keep yourself safe out there. Wear your masks, wash your hands, do the thing. And probably just as important as your physical health is your mental health. So make sure that you do something that you personally enjoy today. Something just for yourself. Because you are worthy, you are loved, and you definitely deserve it. I'll see you in the next one, friends. And until then, bye-bye.